Welcome back. With me once again from St. John's Metropolitan Community Church is Reverend Vance Haywood. He's joined by founding member J. Cannady-Kelderman. And welcome both of you. Yeah. Jay, good to see you. You're a founding member.
Right.
Wait a second. I thought you said this is 46 years old, this church.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to. You only look like 29.
Right.
Can you start us off on why St. John's was created and a bit of the history?
Yeah. So in 1976, I was attending a church locally. I live in Chapel Hill, and I wanted to get something during the week, some kind of Bible study or something like that. And so I was kind of looking around. That particular church did have a lot of local stuff going on, even in my own neighborhood, but strangely, and it sounds strange, but God led me to a pamphlet at a local gay club that was inviting anybody who was interested to engage in back then we'd just say a gay Bible study. That was when gay covered everything, of course. Mm-hmm. But of course it was open to gays, lesbians, anyone who was interested. And I picked that up and carried it around for a couple of weeks, and finally decided to, go one evening, to meet Willie and Robert, who had organized it, and that's really where it all started. I drove to Raleigh in the pouring rain on a cold February night, and finally found the place, and just as soon as I met them and we introduced ourselves to each other and started talking, it was clear that we were in the same vein. We were Christians. We loved God, and we wanted fellowship.
Yeah, it doesn't sound strange at all. God does do those things, and there's something powerful, isn't there? Getting together with a group of people, a large group, a church type of group of people, and listening to the Word of God. There's something beyond just a Bible study, and but St. John's grew into more than just a Bible study and Christian teachings, did it not? It became a bit of a force in the community. Who would like to talk about that? Well, I can flip a coin.
I'll go. It was an interesting start because we were meeting in Willie and Robert's home. It's a second floor apartment in Raleigh, and before too long, enough people were coming that we wanted to find better meeting facilities, and so we were approaching local churches and groups, the usual sources, and sometimes we were rejected from the get-go, and other times we kind of get started and find out, they didn't see the full picture when they first gave us permission to come. One thing would lead to another and we'd be asked to leave. But
70s were a different time.
They were, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and but we finally, and I should say that our pastor, Willie White, kind of headed this up, and he met with the folks at the Community United Church of Christ on Dixie Trail and Wade Avenue, and approached them about the possibility of meeting there. And it was kind of interesting because they said, well, we'll consider it. Yeah, did you talk to so-and-so? They got their start here. And we said, yeah. They said no. So some of their own offshoots we had approached, and they said no to. But they took it very seriously. They put the question to the entire congregation for a vote, and it was affirmative. And that gave a special meaning because it wasn't just their board of directors or whatever. It was the congregation said, yeah, we want to do this. And later their pastor would say, we really appreciate this because it gives us a ministry into the lesbian and gay community.
Was it that struggle that lit the fire for what today is a very active church when it comes to social issues? Is that the ember, so to speak? Because you are involved.
Yeah.
Social justice is a big part of the church now, isn't it?
It is, yes.
And how would you define social justice from your perspective?
For me, social justice, and I think the church feels this as well. It's simply standing up for the rights of people. Many of us have had our rights taken away from us, or have had our rights threatened, and we've all heard the saying that none of us is free until all of us is free. And so I think we really truly understand that in the vein of social justice, and realize that we have to work towards that to make sure that all people are free. And I think it's vitally important for this community because we have, and many of us are queer, and we've experienced those forms of oppression on various levels and varying degrees, but we've experienced it firsthand. And then even outside of that, we work with folks every single day that are faced with different oppressions every single day of their life. Countless people that have lost their lives because of that. And these are all stories of people that we live with, that we work with, that we commune with, that we have relationship with.
Well, for folks who are watching this morning, and they may want to get involved, whether they want to become a member of the church, or whether they want to volunteer, or whether so many causes you have that really, whether you're gay or not, it doesn't really matter, right? You want to help orphans, you want to help orphans. How can they get involved?
First and foremost, I'd say check our website out. There's ways to get connected and get involved there, whether you want to volunteer, whether you want to attend one of our small groups or worship experience, or if you want to give financially or donate goods or items. All of that's there, and there's ways really for anybody to get connected. And as you said, this is really a ministry for everyone. If you check a box, that's okay. If you don't fit in any box, that's okay. There's a space for you, and there's work to be done.
Yeah, I didn't think Jesus was checking boxes at any given time.
I don't think so.
We shouldn't either. Gentlemen, pleasure. And thank you for what you do. I mean, you're doing a lot of good, and we appreciate it very much. And thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you have any questions or would like to know more, visit our websites at RaleighCW.com and myrdctv.com. I'm Bill LeMay. And thank you for watching Community Matters. We'll see you next week.